Hi, and welcome back to Nkumbo's Diary. If this is your first time on my page, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment on my videos as I try to upload like 2 to 3 times a week. And in this video, I'm just gonna get right straight into it. I'm going to be talking about the importance of God. I think over the course of today, I've just been meditating on what it is that I wanted to talk about, and I really wanted to talk about my journey and my relationship with God. And so in this video, I just wanted to go and talk about my journey and where I have been. So a little bit of my backstory is I used to perform in church when I was little. I used to sing, I used to do plays, I used to do Christmas carols, I used to do all the things up until I went to high school. So I graduated in 2014, and when I graduated, the urge to just sing just went away, and I didn't know why. And then at the age of 17, I moved to the US by myself because I just wanted more for myself. So I moved to the US, and then and I've been here. I turned 18, 19, 20, and up until my current age, I've been in the US. And so I lost myself. And I remember when I was coming to the US, I had prayed to God to come here, that if it was in His will, that He would let me come here. And when I came here, I just thought that, life is supposed to be life. But I don't have family here. I don't have, my uncles, my aunties. I don't have anybody here. It was just me. And so it was very, very hard for me, and along the way I lost myself and I lost my belief in God, so I stopped praying. At one point I even wanted to go and become Muslim, and I found myself just like really, 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 really lost. And one thing I learned was that I was a high functioning depressed person. Like, I was really, really depressed, and I think I had been depressed from the moment my mom passed away when I was 11, up until I'll say like 2022. So that's from 2009 to 2022. I was just like a high functioning depressed person, and I just went about life, and I just went about my day, and I just was floating through life. And it wasn't until the pandemic that the depression got really, really dark for me. And at that point, I didn't pray. I didn't do anything. I didn't own a Bible. I didn't have anything. I didn't even go to church. I didn't even believe. Then one day, like, life was just so heavy and so negative, and I started to think about my mom and how, like, she loved Joyce Meyer and she loved Joel Osteen. And it made me want to seek God for myself. So I went on YouTube, and I think this was like 2020. And I went on YouTube and I looked up Joel Osteen, and I remember I watched a sermon that talked about emptying out the negative. And that truly like changed my life, and that was like a starting point. And I think I went ahead and I bought a Bible and I bought a devotional, and I started my journey with God. But it wasn't really, 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 really easy. And then in 2022, I got diagnosed with, a fibroid that was very huge, like almost the size of a grapefruit. And that broke me. And I'm like, oh my God, like, God is just bringing bad news into my life. And I don't see a way out. My life is still not going the way I thought it would be. And I don't know, along the way, I have lost my trust and my relationship with God. But I think God was like molding me, because I have more. I have all these gifts and all these skills and all these abilities to be more and do more. And I think that He was growing me and He was molding me to become this woman and this version that I'm supposed to be. But I stayed down for so long. I really stayed down, like depressed and sad and anxious, and I stayed there for such a long time, and I was crippled with so much fear. And God is in us. God is within us. We have the power. We have the ability to to change our lives, to change our circumstances. And that's like one of my big goals this year, is to just walk, like truly walk with God and just pray over everything. In the Bible, it talks about praying without ceasing. It means praying over everything, even the little things like praying over your parking spot, praying over your food, praying over as you leave the house. The world is so negative right now, anoint yourself, pray over yourself, and be like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna come back home, because people don't make it back home. Like, praying over every little thing. But I am building my relationship with God one day at a time. It is not easy. Sometimes I don't feel like praying, but I feel like when you don't feel like praying, that's when you're supposed to pray the most. So here are a few tips on how like I am building my relationship with God. So I think during the year, I want to read the Bible. So I want to start. So my goal is to like start with New Testament, Old Testament. So I'll be going like book for book. So I'll read Genesis, then I'll read Matthew. I'll read Exodus, then I think the next one's like Mark. So I'll go like that. I'll go New Testament, Old Testament, New Testament, Old, and I'll be going like that. And I want to meditate on the Bible. And my goal is just to like know God for myself, seek Him, and understand the Bible for myself. But one thing that I do right now is I am trying to meditate on the verses that I already know. So for example, Matthew 6:33 tells us to seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added unto us. What does seeking God first mean? Like, and what, because it says, and all the things will be added unto you. Like, if I seek God for my finances, abundance, financial freedom, a job, a business, opportunities, those things will be added unto me, but I need to seek God for it. If I seek God for a relationship, marriage, a healthy relationship, maybe even kids and house and all the things that come with, seeking God for all those things. And I just meditate on those scriptures, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Matthew 23, Matthew 91, Matthew 121, Psalms 23, Psalms 91, Psalms 121. What do those verses mean for you? Because Matthew 121, I think verse 1 to 2 says, I look towards the hills and my help comes from the Lord. What does it mean for your help to come from the Lord? And so I am trying to meditate on the words that I already know, and grow from there and learn from there and meditate on them, because God is my source of everything, and He's the reason that I have everything I have. But in this season, I am trying to seek Him, I am trying to honor Him, and I want His will to be done in my life. There was a point where like I would get angry. I'm like, oh my God, God didn't give me this. I even found myself almost like being lost, and remember my family's not here. And so, I don't drink, I don't smoke, but I found myself wanting to drink. Sometimes I ask myself, like, why is it that I don't drink? Life gets so heavy for me, but I don't drink and I don't smoke. And I'm just like, wow, God has really, really, truly kept me. Despite everything that I've gone through, I've never been homeless. I've never gone a day without food. I've always, had everything that I needed in that moment, even when I didn't know it. So I just want to keep growing my relationship with God. And what I wanted to urge everybody is just like to seek Him. Seek God for yourself. And sometimes God might be trying to talk to you. God talks to us through many ways. Sometimes you hear people say, oh, God talked to me, God did this. And we think that God is going to talk to us the same way. Sometimes God talks through thoughts. Sometimes God talks through people. Sometimes it may even be like what you're seeing on social media, God is talking to you. But you have to seek Him seeking God is a daily thing, just like surrendering our day, our goals, everything we want to do. It's a daily ritual, it's a daily thing, and we have to take everything in life day by day, because for us to get to the end of 2026, we have to take things. It's 365 days a year. and we're on day 18. So 18 days have already gone. So it's a daily thing, it's a daily journey, it's a daily walk, it's a daily practice. And we have to continue to seek God every single day. And I think my hope is that one thing you learn from this is just like, listen to your voice, listen to your intuition, and God is always talking to us. I'm gonna end the video here because my goal is just to like share a little bit of my story, and then try to just urge everybody to seek God for themselves and seek a relationship with God. And yeah, I'll end the video here, and I hope you guys like, subscribe, comment, and come back I'll see you guys in the next video, probably on Wednesday. Thank you. Have a blessed week.